Welcome to Lousje and Bean Behind the Scenes. It's Sunday morning, lovelies, and it's a beautiful sunny day, and I am here to talk to you about gardening. Welcome, lovelies. Well, I am still in a sling and I am not able to do anything really, because if I do too much with my arm, with the hand on that arm, I have to pay for it the next day. So I'm staying very calm and I'm paying attention to what the doctors told me, and I'm doing nothing. So I'm feeling much better with that because I feel I'm healing. Only taking pain medication at night for sleeping, and during the day I'm fine. So I'm on the mend, but I have to tell you that it's been extremely frustrating for me. And Clan deserves a gold medal because he's been very patient, because I've been very snappy. And because I can't do anything, just sitting and drawing and pointing. Anyway, that said, we've designed our whole garden, it's all planned. Before we get into the gardening, I have to tell you about my outfit, and a lot of you have purchased it. It's a beautiful jacket from Luca. It's 100% linen, beautiful quality, beautiful big mother of pearl buttons, really nice neckline. And I'm wearing a silk blend skirt from Catharines. That is, I think it's 3 years ago, might even be 4 years ago. We have a lot of beautiful skirts from Catharines came in. I have to restrain myself because this is a beautiful skirt and I wear it a lot in the summer. But if you like to purchase a skirt like this, go on the website and check out the Catharines skirts. They're dynamite. And not only black, a few different colors. I also need to talk about the jewelry because it's very excited for you bliss lovers, and I know there's a lot of you out there. Look at these gorgeous beads and on this gorgeous turquoise rope. Lovely. So Tessa and I have gone through all the beads and we've made up a few combos, our favorites. Lousje and Bean favorites bliss beads combos, and check on the website. They're available as we picked them. Personally, this is one of my favorites. It's beautiful. I love the turquoise and the gold and the different shaped beads, and then this popping, right? And then matched it up with Siska, the earrings and the beautiful gold bracelet. I want to talk about my old garden in my house that I've rented out now. One of the beautiful things of that house was the garden. It was a beautiful garden. It started out with nothing, and I lived there for 22 years, and I really made it into an oasis. People would always come and visit in the summer and would take them back to the patio, and they would say, oh my God, this is like really special. First of all, I had 2 really big trees, which was nice, made it difficult too because it was shady. But over the years I planted a lot of plants, but some of them of course didn't survive. But the ones that really thrived were hostas, first of all, astilbe, hydrangeas, coral bells. I had many coral bells, and yeah, I'm forgetting other things. It's beautiful. And now it's still a time you can transplant. You can cut your plants in a few pieces and take away and then transplant, because a lot of them really have outgrown the garden, and I had meant to do it last year or a few years ago, never got time for it, but now I'm going back with Oscar. Oscar is hired, he turned 13, he needs a job, so he's going to work for me. And I will teach him how to put a shovel in between plants and dig it up, and then we're going to put it in containers and bring it to the house here and then plant it. So I'm looking forward to it. The plants I'm going to split, of course, are hostas, and so easy to take away from and leave a little bit for the old garden for sure. And astilbe as well, and also the coral bells. You can easily split them. So that will help because we have a ton of things to plant, bare grounds to cover. So I'm looking forward to that. So lovelies who have been with me on the road to buying this house, renovating, garden, you know all about it. You've seen the pictures, but we have a lot of newcomers. Welcome, by the way, to Lousje and Bean Behind the Scenes. Yeah, we bought this house in October. It will be 3 years. It took about a year until we started to really work on the house, planning, permits, you name it. And so the garden was not looked after for years, like nothing done. So it was basically an overgrown jungle with old rose bushes that didn't bloom anymore. Just a jungle. There was nothing that could be salvaged. It had, reached its point of no return, let's put it that way. From the neighbor over the fence comes a beautiful bridal veil that had grown out of control too. It had come down the fence and really covered like 10 meters of our garden. So that was all trimmed, of course. We hired the landscapers that did all the landscaping, did a beautiful job. There was never any water management done, so needless to say, we had water in the basement. So Glenn, being a civil engineer, is one of his backgrounds because the property slopes down. So we had water management done with a trench, and the trench goes out to the front yard. And since our basement is dry, it doesn't even smell musty. It smells like a living room, really. It's really rewarding to see. So that had been all done in the second year that we had the house. Then the landscapers came in and took everything out, built a little retaining wall just to section our patio off. Then we had a pathway put in with flagstones. And Glenn, for my birthday, he gave me a sycamore tree and a locust tree, which were planted. And that was 2 years ago. So they're coming along beautifully. About to open the buds, and I'm so excited about it. So Lovely's, the backyard is southern western. The sun comes up in the front of the house in the early morning. It goes around, and at 11 o'clock it's full sun in the backyard. So it's very hot and dry. And the landscaper suggested to put a sprinkler system in, which we're gonna do, because we're away quite often, and big hassle to ask people to come and water and stuff. And if you spend a lot of money on plants and you don't want them to dry out and die. So anyway, the landscapers are coming in a few weeks. I can't wait, I'm so excited. In the meantime, we have planned the whole garden on paper already last winter, because in the winter you have some time to do that. I've got lots of gardening books. I have friends, including my good friend Shirley, who helped me 2 weeks ago, and she came over and we solidified the plan, and she added a few tips and plans to it. So we are ready. We have gone to the garden centers, to 2 garden centers, and we've perused the plants availability. We're going to do sodding, part lots of ground cover, and then of course perennials, all perennials. The plan has changed from what we planned a year ago on paper. I really wanted a little pond, and I have a beautiful little miniature Japanese maple that is like yay high, and it hangs over. And the pond was supposed to be on the side of the house, close to the Japanese maple, but since the garden slopes quite a bit, it's about, Glenn told me what the level is, it's about 2 meters from the back to the front. So the landscapers advised against the pond, because they said you will have the soil will shift and you have lots of problems, and it's going to be so much work and blah blah blah. So anyway, scrap the pond, but that's okay. We've had some water features we're going to bring in. Just easy ones, right, that you put on your patio. I love the sound of water trickling, so that was my main reason for a pond. And of course fishes and stuff, but you can't have everything. So anyway, that's scrapped. That's completely shade there. So I'm gonna plant some shade perennials, like astilbe is a shade plant, ferns, hostas can be shady. So I'm gonna have fun with that, just around this Japanese maple, which is the feature of that corner. And then we have the retaining wall. As you know, I've complained about the squirrels. We planted about 200 tulips behind the retaining wall, put chicken coop wire over top, and the minute the little buds came up, the squirrels came and didn't even eat them, they just snacked them and put them on the ground. So we put coffee grind on it, and nothing is working. So anyway, we are taking that, the tulips are coming out, and I'm putting a border there, a little border of woolly thyme. It's like a ground cover, and it's nice and flowery. It flowers pink or lilac-y flowers. I believe they come in white too, but I'm gonna get the pink ones. And then after, behind the woolly thyme, it's about 2 or 3 meters of that. And you can walk on it too, because I have the bird feeders here. I forgot to tell you the main reason. The main reason are the bird feeders are there. I have to fill them, of course, all the time. And on woolly time, you can walk without breaking the plants. So that's the reason. After that, I'm going to have a big circular rock garden. Not that high, like yay high rocks. And then in it a little mound with plants, and in the rocks too plants. So when you sit on the patio, you can look at it. And on the left-hand side, underneath the locust, I'm going to plant a bearberry. It's a crown coffer, and apparently it's very versatile. The Latin word is cotoneaster, but you can have it grow high, depending on what kind you get. We're gonna get a low-growing one. It's about 20 centimeters high. It carries red berries, and bearberry is called because the bears love it, but the birds too. So I like to feed the birds, the bees, the butterflies. That's my main aim too, and I like nice smelling. So I have a lot of requests. So anyway, that's where the bearberry comes. And then underneath the sycamore, a little bit of a sodding. We're going to have a lawn, a pool, an old-fashioned little mower, because we won't have that much grass. So it will be easy to do, and you don't need an electric or a gas mower. And then I'm gonna have a whole little border of perennials, semi-shade, semi-sun, because they have a little bit of sun, and then shade because the sun goes, the fence is behind it, so the fence will be the shading part. In between the sodding, we have circles of sod following the circular path. In between the circles of sodding, we're gonna have some miniature trees, probably another Japanese maple, and a little miniature lilac, and there's another little miniature tree. I'm debating between a dogwood and a small cherry tree, so that's debatable yet. So that every circular grass has a little centerpiece to look at. And then along the border, where the bridal veil has been clipped to a higher level, that's all full sun. I'm going to put a beautiful sunny border with plants that love the sun. And then on the side of the house, last year we were gifted a yellow magnolia, which we planted in front of one of the kitchen windows. This year is the first year, of course, that we have it. It only has 3 blooms on it. A little disappointing, but understandable. So next year it will be in full bloom. I'm looking forward to that. And then we have crown coffer next to the house. We are going to do pachysandra. And then in the kitchen, by the kitchen door, we have a little patio where we have a little table with 2 chairs, the barbecue, and a little bit of a patch that slopes too. And I'm going to have a little herb garden there. And yeah, different herbs, you know, that will not spread. That's another thing we have to look for. Be careful with that we don't have something that is invasive, because we don't want that. Along the house, the pathway to the front, it's going to be coreopsis, the yellow plant that doesn't grow too high. Glenn likes yellow, and we have a yellow front door. So that's what we're going to do. We have some periwinkle. We planted all around the front. The wrought iron fence and the gate has periwinkle all around it, because that's where people walk by. And I mentioned this in another video, gardening. Dogs don't like periwinkle, and it's true. We've watched the dogs. They go right by. They don't lift their legs, so it's great. It will stay nice all the time. In the front, very exciting, I was gifted a fountain for the front from Glenn. And it's gonna come in a few weeks, and then our landscapers are gonna put it in there. We're gonna have some planting in there. The fountain will be the feature, and then some, I haven't picked it yet, some little crown coffer that is flowering, maybe a little berry. Keep it simple. And then of course the window boxes that I received for Christmas are gonna be put up. Anyway, so much excitement. My head is full. We take you along for a ride as it happens. The landscaping will be done in stages, and we'll take videos, we'll take pictures, and it's all gonna be so exciting. We're gonna have relatives come over the end of May, and they'll be here for 10 days. So the landscaping will be in progress then. So I'm kind of excited because they're gardening people, so they will enjoy sitting on a patio and watching. Lovelies, I know a lot of you are gardeners, and I know you are enjoying the videos about the gardening. And so we are all in it together, and I'm always looking forward to your tips and your own adventures, what you were successful with, what not. So keep them coming, and as always, keep on smiling.